Good morning, beloved fellow sheep. I wanted to, this was on my heart last night, to reach out to all of those on Mother's Day that have lost their moms. I wanted to just give you some scriptures, to give you some comfort. We never underestimate the mercy of God. Look, if He was willing to give us His Son, He is doing everything and has done everything possible so that we can all be with Him. So I wanted you to have comfort that this is a temporary separation. I didn't want you to see people celebrating with a mother and forgetting those that are mourning that they don't have their moms. So I wanted to remember you today and reach out to you. And for those of you who have your moms, love her while she's here. If you have any obstacles or any resentments or problems between you, forgive them and come together, because we have so little time. It really is precious. So with that being said, I'm running off to a missionary conference. It starts today and it'll be all the way through Wednesday. I will be on Brother Luke's program tonight at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But also, I'm going to be condensing these videos into 720 instead of 480, because apparently when I condense them so I can upload them, it's messing up the quality of the picture and the sound a little bit, because this Mac is perfect. I mean, it is amazing. But if I leave it in that great quality video, it takes hours to upload. So I have to condense them a little bit. So the pixelation may not be as fine. Thank you guys for those of you who had defended me on the newest strand of videos. Apparently, he wasn't able to get more than 5 out because of all the witchcraft I'm doing on him. Do people hear themselves? Do people hear themselves? Are they serious? Anyway, I won't mention the name because I don't want anybody over there hearing that nonsense. And no, I will not be, you guys have asked, I will not be doing videos to refute him. It doesn't matter. I don't expose people. Apparently it's all about me, but I'm just a sheep. I never lifted myself up, but why do you gotta tear me down? You know, I'm just a sheep, just a sister sharing the good news. But we expose false doctrine here, not people. Who am I to judge another man's servant? I'm not. So, with that being said, I want to give comfort to all of you on this day and to tell you, our Lord's the Father to the fatherless. So I just pray that you grow in grace and really hold on to Him through tough days like this. Okay? All right, let's look over at 1 Corinthians 2:9. But as it is written, eye has not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which God has prepared for them that love Him. We can look forward. We can't fathom what Jesus has prepared. I did a video a while back called Never Question Your Salvation Again. It was all using the Jewish wedding ritual, comparing to salvation. How he goes away, they get betrothed, and he goes away for like a year, builds a home or prepares a home for his bride, and then he comes back to get her. It's like the bride isn't working to get married, she's already married. You know, he paid the price, he paid the bride price for her. She didn't do anything. He just bought her with a price. He bought us with a price, and we're His. It's so simple. It's such great news. And the gates of hell come against it. They hate it. They use man's wisdom. They can't understand that you could just do anything you want. Not without consequence. And this is the love of Christ constrains us. You know, I don't think the big problem in the church is that people are getting saved by grace, resting in the finished work of Christ, understanding the revelation of God's love for them, and then becoming a serial killer because he can. It's not even an issue in the church. The issue in the church is false gospel messages. All right, John 14:1-6. Let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. That's what I was talking about with the bride, having a home prepared. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there you may be also. And whither go ye know, and the way you know. And that's when Thomas says, how do we know where you're going? And he says, you can't go with me right now. All right, here we go. This is 1 Thessalonians. This is a great one. Great hope. But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep. That means passed on, obviously. That you sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. Remember, Jesus said he'd give us the desires of our heart. We will be reunited with our loved ones, certainly. 2 Corinthians 5. For we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved, we have a building of God. That's our new glorified body. Remember, God sees us in that already. That's why he says, behold, your new creation, all things have become new. Other people think that just means you've got your sin under control with their sin maintenance salvation. No, it doesn't mean that. It means once you're born of God, you have trusted. Remember, it says, as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God, even to them that believe on his name. Okay? So when you put your trust and you've relied on what Christ did, his death, burial, and resurrection, 1 Corinthians 15, 1-4, that's the gospel that saved us. When that happens, you are born of God. You're sealed with the Holy Spirit of promise, okay, until the day of redemption, until this body's redeemed. But remember, God's in eternity. It's already finished in his eyes. You are a new creation. He treats you and sees you as if that's already occurred in our time space. It's done in his eyes. He doesn't see the failure in our flesh. We are in right standing with God. That's what being justified means, to be declared righteous. And so when you trusted him, he gave you his righteousness. He put it on your account. That's how, because flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom. But he doesn't see you in your flesh. Paul tells us, he sees us that we died and we were crucified, buried, and rose again with him. And we already have our new glorified body. And that's how he sees us. But this is a promise of that body being given to us. Okay, so tabernacles and buildings, that's all about this corruption putting on incorruption, this mortality putting on immortality. For we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved, we have a building of God, a house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens. I'll do a video on how the new body is not made from this old body. A lot of Christians get scared they've got to be buried. They can't be cremated, or what happens if they get eaten by a shark and crazy stuff like that. It tells you that it's not made from the same body that you left here. And I found a verse on that the other day, so I'll do a video on it for you. It's so funny how carnal we are, how fleshly and earthly minded we are, like Nicodemus was. You must be born again. How do I climb back in my mother's womb? It's a spiritual concept, not flesh. For in this we groan, earnestly desiring to be clothed upon with our house, which is from heaven. If so, be that being clothed, we shall not be found naked. For remember, God clothes us in his righteousness. For we that are in this tabernacle do groan, being burdened, not for that which we would be unclothed, but clothed upon, that mortality might be swallowed up of life. So this new eternal living body, that he wants to put that on. Now he that hath wrought us for the self-same, that's a tongue twister, thing is God, who also has given unto us the earnest of the Spirit. Another one. He's given us the earnest of the Spirit. That's a seal, a promise. This is going to happen. All right? You have the new spirit. Now he's going to give you that new body to go with it. You're a whole new creation. And that's what it means when it says, behold, all things have become new. Okay? So, God sees it as is. It's already done. That's why he tells future events in past tense. You know? They've pierced my hands and my feet. David said that 1,000 years before it even happened, before crucifixion even was invented. So God speaks of the things of the future as if they've already been, because he's in eternity. Therefore, we are always confident, knowing that whilst we are at home in the body, we are absent from the Lord. I hate it when people just don't believe what this says. They just won't believe. They want to believe in soul sleep. There is no soul sleep. We know the man in Luke was conscious. There's no soul sleep. For we walk by faith, not by sight. Also, we, with eternity and time space, it's hard to tell. But the spirit goes back to God from whence it came. It tells you that. And then eventually we'll get a new glorified body. It tells us that when he comes back for us. That's in Thessalonians. Okay, but you can be assured that's a hope we can look forward to. Let's see. Therefore, we are always confident, knowing that whilst we are at home in the body, we are absent from the Lord. For we walk by faith, not by sight. We are confident, I say, and willing rather to be absent from the body and to be present with the Lord. Okay? So, that's the hope we have. When we leave this body, we go right to the Lord. Let's give you one last one. 1 John 3:2. Beloved, now we are the sons of God, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be, but we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. Remember, it says, as he is, so are we in this world. God sees us like he sees his son. In perfect standing. Why? Because we're in him. He saw us on the cross, but we weren't really there. Jesus became our sin and died as us and for us on the cross. He fulfilled the law on our behalf. He's the only one that did. That's why it's the obedience of one we're saved by. Obedience even unto the cross. All right? Just like Adam's disobedience, one guy's disobedience, all die. One man, God in the flesh, his obedience, all can live. It's really wonderful news. I didn't want any of you that are grieving or mourning to feel left out, like nobody understands your pain. And I always want to reach out on days like this because I've seen how much pain people go in and they really isolate. And it's really sad to see people enjoy with their families, and yours has gone on to be with the Lord. So I wanted to make this day about you and to comfort you. All right. God bless you.